If this is your first time here, my name is Jason, and this is my channel, Professor Sports Cards. And what I have behind me is the sports card spectrum. I tried to keep it easy, and I tried to keep it true to our hobby. As simple as possible, I'm going to go over it. If you lean in the blue or find yourself closer to this blue, you lean towards a collector. You could classify yourself in the hobby as more towards the blue or a collector. If you find yourself, as we're going through this spectrum, closer to the red, well, you find yourself closer to a flipper or gambler in the hobby. And then, of course, a bunch of us are going to find ourselves somewhere within this spectrum and closer to the orange. Say there's a third category, and that's dealer, and there's always been card dealers, and they make a living off buying and selling cards. It is a business. They might even be paying employees, and I wouldn't put that on this spectrum at all. What do they do in their personal life outside of their business when they buy cards? And that's what's going to take us to this first category over on this side. And think about your last 10 purchases, maybe your last 50 to 100 purchases, depending how often. Whatever's going to be accurate. Maybe a couple of your recent purchases sway one way or the other. But your last 10, your last 50 purchases, do they lean towards more PC buys for your personal collection? Or do they lean towards more buying to sell and selling to buy? Basically that cycle of I'm buying cards to put in a collection, but I'm selling all those cards. It's not really a collection, it's inventory. I'm buying cards for inventory, I'm selling off the inventory to buy more and hopefully make a little profit.
Is all your lunches? You mean you eat other people's lunches? Stop it!
Of course, most people are going to fall somewhere in the middle. I definitely fall closer to the blue on this. But yeah, I still buy cards to move if I think they're on a good price or I can get bulk deals. Yeah, because then that also helps fund a personal collection. So if you're playing this game, sometimes it helps fund that game right there. So again, where do you fall on this first row? Are you closer blue, closer red, or somewhere in the middle? That leads us to the second row, which I don't think people talk about enough. The internet and social media completely changed cards. Sometimes we want to refer back to the junk wax era, but the biggest difference in the junk wax era was there was zero internet. Beckett was still how we were comping cards, a magazine deciding, and then there was no social media.
This is not a dog. This is a ferret.
What's a ferret?
That's a ferret.
So this next is kind of interesting, but if you don't post to social media at all, which at this point I think most card collectors are on social media or card hobbyists, but if you don't, please comment below because I'm curious to get a feel for how many people still don't really participate or at least post on social media. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum would be you post daily on social media, twice a day, 3 times a day. You're posting cards to move them. You're trying to pick up cards. You're constantly on social media. You're posting on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Now, myself, obviously, I have this YouTube account. I enjoy making these videos quite a bit. I also post on Facebook. I rarely post on Instagram. I'm probably falling in the orange here, or it's my first time with this mic. I think it's working well. I tested it out a few times. We'll see, I guess. But I would fall somewhere in the middle. I'm definitely not posting all the time cards I'm picking up or cards I'm trying to move. I would fall somewhere in this orange. And what last note on this middle section is I find most of the card demographic people are not big social media users. I know I'd never had a YouTube channel before. I don't post on Facebook or use my Facebook before. I never even had an Instagram prior. Because of sports cards and my love for cards, and I get the same from many other people that I watch on YouTube or come and communicate with, it's like, no, they probably weren't big social media people until cards, and it kind of brought us out of the woodwork. So I do still think there's people that exist in this area here, and if so, they're definitely leaning more towards collector because you need social media to be a flipper. You need social media to be participating in breaks, which is this third category, and this represents a gambler over here. So if you fall in the blue and you're buying singles, that doesn't always mean you're a collector because I buy singles to move, but you're closer to this side of the spectrum. Versus on the opposite side, are you opening retail, hobby boxes, packs, and participating in breaks? You're going to lead more towards the red in this spectrum as a gambler or someone who's looking to hit to make some money or move some stuff. And some people, I guess, that participate here because it is fun, maybe this does go in their PC. I can't imagine all of it if you're ripping all that stuff, but you know, it's not mutually exclusive here. But these tendencies lean red, and these tendencies up here lean closer to the blue. And of course, we're going to fall somewhere in the middle here in the orange. For myself, I fall the highest blue right here. This is where I fall. I definitely am a singles buyer. I rarely participate down here. Probably twice a year I'll buy something. I'll spend some amount of money between $60 to $300 just to get a bad enough taste in my mouth to realize, like, man, I could have bought the $250 Steph Curry rookie card at the card shop. Instead, at the card shop, I spent $250 and hit Squadoo.
We're going to play a wonderful game called Who Is Your Daddy?
You know, so I lean this way quite a bit. I don't play this game very often, once in a while. I gotta admit, this is fun, of course, but I live in Las Vegas. It's the same reason playing blackjack is fun, but I still don't go do it very often or at all, really, because it's a huge risk. I have better luck elsewhere. And in sports cards, it would be here buying singles. But plenty of us, maybe more than 50% of the people in the hobby, go this way because it is a blast and it is fun. No doubt about it. Where do you fall? What do you think about this sports card spectrum? Are you closer to the blue as a collector? Are you closer to the red? Or what I think a large majority, probably more than 75% of the people in the hobby, fall somewhere in the orange. In the card game, we're all a bit different.
Different, yeah, I'm different.
So we all come together for the same thing. Though I have something a little bit different, I want to recommend a book. If you have yourself want something to read that's a little different, or you have a child, student that you're having a tough time getting to read, this book is called The Crossover. It's by Kwame Alexander, and it's kind of done in poetry form, as you can see here. It's a whole story. It's very well done. Good book. Some of the kids might call it rap form instead of poetry form. If you're really having someone get trouble reading this graphic novel style, same book. This is just in the graphic novel form with all the pictures. Really good book if you're struggling with someone to read or you just want a little bit something different. I'm going to just go to a random page here. Jordan Bell. There's another one titled Filthy McNasty. Let's read Filthy McNasty. Is a mythical man-child of rather dubious distinction, always agitating, combinating, and elevating his game. He dribbles, fakes, then takes the rock to the glass fast and on a blast. But watch out when he shoots or you'll get school-fooled uncooled, because when Filthy gets hot, he has a slamorific shot. It's dunkalicious, classy, supersonic, sassy, and downright in your face, McNasty. Anyways, kids like it. It's fun. If you're looking for something different to read, it's fun.
Coming in.
The man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
This man is a psychotic.
So he's great.
If you like this video or got some value out of it, hit the like button. If you have not subscribed yet, please do help the channel grow.
You're mine now. You belong to me. You're not going to have your mommy stand behind you anymore and wipe your little tushes.
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimblev to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
How does that defense compare to others that you've seen this year?
Yeah.
Marshall, you were on the sidelines for a little bit there. What was going on? Was the back all right? Obviously, you got back in there.
Yeah.
What up, everybody? This is Robert Ory, a.k.a. Big Shot Bob, and you're watching Professional Sports Cards. Hey, by the way, go buy my rookie card.